Hello, snow leopards. Oh, I just got back from a run, and I thought I'd read you a little bit of Flora and Ulysses. I hope that's okay. Let's see. I think we left off on, what was that? What? No, not chapter 11. What? Chapter 12, I think. Yeah, chapter 12. The Forces of Evil. When Flora came back upstairs after dinner, she found Ulysses curled up in a tight little ball, sleeping on her pillow. She put out her hand and touched his forehead with one finger. His eyes twitched, but they didn't open. She picked up the pillow and moved it carefully to the foot of the bed. She changed into her pajamas, laid down, and imagined the words, "A superhero squirrel rested at her feet, and so she was not lonely at all," emblazoned on the ceiling above her. "That's exactly right," she said. Before her parents' divorce, before her father had moved out of the house and into an apartment, he had often sat beside her at night and read aloud to her from The Illuminated Adventures of the Amazing Incandesto. It was his favorite comic. It always cheered him up to read about Alfred T. Slipper and Dolores. Her father did an excellent parakeet imitation. "Holy bagamba," he would say in the voice of Dolores. "Holy unanticipated occurrences." Holy unanticipated occurrences, what Dolores would say when something truly unexpected and unbelievable was happening, which was basically all the time. Life was pretty exciting when you were Incandesto's parakeet. Flora sat up and looked down at the sleeping squirrel. "Holy unanticipated occurrences," Flora said. It sounded better when her father said it. Not that he said it these days. He didn't say much of anything anymore. Her father had always been a quiet man, but since her parents' divorce, he had become even quieter. Which was fine with Flora, really. Cynics don't like a lot of chit-chat. Besides, Alfred T. Slipper was a quiet man too. For instance, when he was on his tour of the Incandesto manufacturing facility and had fallen into the vat of Incandesto, he hadn't said a single word, not even oops. Words had appeared above his head, however, and Flora's father had read those words to her so many times that she could recite them by heart. "He is an unassuming janitor, but he will dare to battle the darkness of the universe. Do you doubt him? Do not. Alfred T. Slipper will live to fight the forces of evil. He will become known to the world as Incandesto." Flora lay back down. If the squirrel were in a comic, she thought, what words would have appeared in the space over his head when he was sucked into that vacuum cleaner? He is an unassuming squirrel. Yep. But he will soon conquer villains of all stripes. He will defend the defenseless and protect the weak. That sounded good too. He will become known to the world as Ulysses. Holy bagamba! Anything could happen. Together, she and Ulysses could change the world. Or something. "Do not hope. Instead, observe," Flora whispered to calm herself down. "Just observe the squirrel." And then she fell asleep. Chapter 13, The Typewriter. He woke in the darkness. His heart was beating very fast. Something had happened. What was it? He couldn't think. He was too hungry to think. He sat up and looked around the room. He was in bed, and Flora's feet were in his face. She was snoring. He could see the outline of her round head. He loved that head. But man, he was hungry. Who's the author talking about, second graders? The door to the bedroom was open. Ulysses got off the pillow and went out of the room. He crept along the dark hallway. He went down the stairs and past the little shepherdess. Remember that lamp downstairs? The house was dark, but there was a light on in the kitchen. The kitchen! That was exactly where he needed to be. He put his nose up. He sniffed. He smelled something cheesy and wonderful. He ran through the living room and the dining room and into the kitchen. He climbed up on the counter, and there it was, a lone cheese puff perched on the edge of the red formica countertop. He ate it. It was delicious. Maybe there were more cheese puffs. He opened the cabinet, and yes, there was a big bag with the beautiful word Cheeseomania written in golden script on the front of it. He ate and ate until the bag was empty, and then he burped softly. Gratefully, he looked around the kitchen. In the darkened kitchen, the unassuming squirrel worked slowly. His whiskers trembled, his heart sang. Was he fighting evil? Who could say? Who could say? Well, on Monday, we will find out more. I'm taking the weekend off, dear second graders, and you should too. I will see you on Monday, and we will start our online learning. I'm so excited. Not as excited as if I were with you in the classroom, but we'll make do with what we have. Have a great weekend. Bye.